can't hear him.
Yeah, I think he's on mute.
Oh.
I can hear you, Jacob.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we just couldn't hear
we,
you.
we can hear you now.
Right, awesome. Yeah, for whatever reason on my side, it's currently showing a countdown timer. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm on camera. There we go.
Yeah, we could see you the whole time. We just couldn't hear your lovely voice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you. But yeah, well, hi everyone. Welcome to Thursday Night Z Talks. We've already got off to an awkward technical issue start, so let's hope it's on the up from here. But yeah, welcome to episode 26. I'm joined by two guests who have been on the channel before, Jacob Martin and Nate from Unbiased Movie Nerd. Yeah, so how you doing, fellas?
Doing good.
Hanging on like a hair in a biscuit, brother.
Awesome. Like the expression. But yeah, man, it's great to be joined by you guys again. And yeah, welcome to everyone who's watching live or after the fact right now. So on episode 26, crazy that we're getting into 26 already. And like you guys, like Nate's been on quite a few times. Jacob's slowly starting to catch up on appearances. So it's all good. Last time Jacob was on was 2 weeks ago. He actually told me before the stream. And Nate, you've been on, I think, a month and a half, 2 months ago now. Been a while.
Yeah, I think episode 18 was the last time I was on. I think it was 18 anyway.
Wow, it's about 2 months then, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez, dude. Well, welcome back anyway, man. It's great to have you. So for anyone who's watching live or after the fact and don't know either one of my guests, I'm going to take it one at a time. Firstly, I'm going to start with Jacob, who's over here. If I can get the pointing right, there we go. Jacob, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your channel?
Well, I mainly do movie reviews, TV reviews. I do have ranking videos on my channel. I cover a lot of content series on my channel. I've been doing, I think the biggest one I've had on my channel is Celebrating Disney, where I review a bunch of Disney stuff. I do quite a bit of director projects. I'm about to start a Christmas series coming up, 31 Days of Christmas, where I'll be doing non-stop Christmas content starting from Thanksgiving Day all the way to Christmas Day, and that's going to be a load of fun. And I'm inviting a bunch of people on the channel for collabs. Mike is going to be one of them. Actually, there we go. Mike's going to be on the channel.
This one.
He's going to be on the channel, and we're going to be covering Miracle on 34th Street. Both versions. For the Christmas series, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're going to talk about Christmas Vacation? It's the best Christmas movie of all time, man.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so I've never seen Christmas Vacation. I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street either.
Well, I know what I'm reviewing this Christmas then.
Right. well, Christmas Vacation, they've just put on 4K as well. So.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, I believe they did. Yeah.
I might have to invest in that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've heard it's like a great movie, so I'm going to get to it. But yeah, Jacob's got a lot of awesome content on his channel. He's not covering like Disney or Christmas projects. He's doing like director projects, doing watch parties, live streams. The guy does it all. So down below in the description box, the link is to Jacob's channel. Please go subscribe to him, and you'll see me on his channel next month. So be on the lookout for that. And then my other guest is Nate from Unbiased Movie Nerd. So Nate, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your channel?
Yeah, just for anybody who, hasn't been on Mike's channel or hasn't seen any of my stuff, I kind of like Jacob, I post a lot of movie reviews on my channel. I go out, I watch movies at the theater, and I try to catch pretty much everything, which, I don't know, at this point, might be a little bit of a detriment to my health, according to Mike. But, yeah, I post movie reviews on all the latest movies releasing, and yeah, I just upload whenever I can.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Nate's been covering a lot of movies as well, and yeah, dude, I know you cover a lot of movies on your channel. You go see a lot of movies, which sometimes can be hard to try squeezing all those movie releases.
Yeah, I'm still. Well, I recorded my reviews for Ticket to Paradise and Pray for the Devil yesterday. I still got to do my review for Till. And then tonight, of course, I'm wearing this because I got to go see Wakanda Forever tonight. and then
Yeah.
the Fablemans is this weekend. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind, but not too far behind where I can still catch up a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And Jacob, are you going to be going out this weekend to see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever?
Unfortunately, no. I'm actually going to be out of town this weekend for something.
Oh,
But
okay.
I do hope to see it the following weekend, but I am really excited to see it either way.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, me too. Me too. It looks awesome. I'm very intrigued in which direction they're going to go, obviously compared to the first movie. And yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah, I know. Like they had a really bad blow on that movie because of Chadwick's unfortunate death. So I'm really intrigued to
Yeah.
see where they're going to take the franchise without that. I know it's going to be an emotional experience, but I'm still looking forward to it because the visuals and the action look spectacular from the trailers, and I can't wait to see what they do with it.
Yeah, I read something today where Ryan Coogler was in an interview. He said they had a really huge uphill battle when making this movie because they already had the script for this movie done before it went into production when Chadwick was still alive. So when he passed, they had to basically redo everything from the ground up. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it makes me wonder how much of the original script made it into this movie, and just how much stuff did they completely redo because of Chadwick. But
Right.
I've heard a lot of naysayers online. I haven't heard any spoilers or anything, but I've heard a lot of people saying that this movie is completely unnecessary and it disrespects Chadwick's legacy, which I trust Kevin Feige enough. I don't think that's going to be the case when I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things, haters are going to hate regardless. It doesn't matter what I think or what any of us think.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one anyway. It's a bit of a touchy subject to start with for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think without Chadwick, anyone, even whether it was Ryan Coogler or whether it was a different director stepping into that chair, they're going to have an uphill battle to start with. The success and the legacy of the first movie, what it did for the MCU, and kind of the representation of different cultures in a superhero project and stuff. So yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting one anyway. So I'm sure you'll see reviews on Nate's channel, my channel, and probably Jacob's Cinema Roundup when he gets to that movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So yeah, the channels to both my guests are down below in the description box. So please go subscribe to Nate and also to Jacob. And yeah, guys, we've got a couple of comments, so we'll go through them. And if we catch up on them, I've got a couple of questions to ask you guys anyway. Okay. So our first one is we've got Jason, the old Millennial, saying, "Hey, how's it going?" Another group of guests. So, hey, Jason, hope you're well, my friend, and thank you for tuning in. Yeah, anyone watching live right now, feel free to drop some comments and we'll get to them. And we've also got Lego M News saying, "Sup?" So, hey, Lego, hope you're doing well. We've got Pete saying, "Evening, Mike and everyone." So, hey, Pete, hope you're well, my friend. Pete?
Hey.
And he asks, what film from this year has surprised you the most?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
It's a very good question.
I've got one.
I've got several. Like I can't narrow it down to one.
I've got one on top of my head. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this movie, but it's a movie called Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
Oh, I've heard of it.
I did see trailers for it leading up to it, but I never got a chance to see it.
Get you. Well, all I'll say about
that movie. I haven't seen it either.
Get you. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but all I'll say about that movie is I saw the poster for the movie, and I was like, doesn't really look that good, like it just looks like some kind of cheesy movie about a woman who's mid-age or whatever going to Paris. Like what's exciting about that? No offense to all the women who's maybe watching, but I wasn't intrigued. Put it that way, I wasn't intrigued. But I actually, when I watched the movie, I walked out of it. Man, I walked out with a big smile on my face, and I loved that movie. I would even buy that movie on Blu-ray. I really enjoyed it that much. And Nate, I think if you watched that one, I think you'd be crying like a baby.
Of course, I'm pretty notorious as the guy that cries during every movie. So
right,
sees men. cries, sees X, cries. No. I'm just pretty traumatized by both of those. For me, off the top of my head, the two biggest surprises I've had this year have probably been, Where the Crawdads Sing and Men. Yeah, I saw the trailer for Where the Crawdads Sing and was like, it just looks like more teen drama romance bullshit based on a book I'm never gonna read. And I was that guy. I was total naysayer going into this movie. I was like, there's no way in hell this thing's gonna be good.
Right.
But no, I sat in the theater and was really invested. I had a really good time with it. Had a good chat with two old ladies in the lobby afterwards about the book. I was like, yeah, that was really good. I even own it on Blu-ray. Same thing with Men. Men was a pretty traumatic surprise. Like I remember seeing the first trailers for it and seeing the title. I was like, is this gonna be like some like propaganda piece about how men are terrible or so? I mean, trailer was so vague, I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, I walked out of Men pretty surprised as well. But yeah, I've seen a few good movies this year that really caught me off guard.
Yeah, definitely. And I could definitely agree about Where the Crawdads Sing as well. Yeah. Like I went into that one not thinking much, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
So Jacob, how about you? What's been your biggest kind of surprise of the year?
I haven't seen either of those movies that Nate was talking about, but I'm looking at my Letterboxd list. I think for me, I'd say the two big surprises that I've seen so far in 2022. One of them is Prey, considering the last Predator film from Shane Black was absolutely terrible. There was
don't get me started. Jesus Christ.
It was. I was not expecting a new Predator film to be good, and not only this is gonna be a hot take. Not only did I love the new Prey movie, but I actually thought it was the best of the franchise that I've seen. I even liked it over the original.
Damn, that is a very hot take. Wow.
I loved the action in that movie. It was brutal. It was raw, very visceral. It was easily the most suspenseful that I've gotten from watching any of the Predator films. And I've only seen Prey, the original, and the Shane Black one, so that's a pretty easy competition to make, I would say.
Yeah.
I like the main character. I enjoyed the action. It was all around the pleasant surprise, and I hate that it got dumped on Hulu because I wanted to see this in theaters.
Right?
Yeah. It was so good.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, thinking about it, why didn't they put it in theaters? Like it totally seems like something that they could play in the theater.
Yeah, I think it would have done okay at the box office too. But for some reason they dumped it on Hulu. And I think my other surprise. And this is another streaming film, The Adam Project. I saw the trailer for it. It just looks like...
Say it again?
The Adam Project. It starred Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
That's where he travels back in time and hangs out with his 12-year-old self.
Yeah.
Sean Levy directed it. I saw the trailer and it looked meh to me. I didn't think I was gonna get much out of it. But it's still in my top 5 movies of 2022. I enjoyed the time travel story. I liked Ryan Reynolds and the kid who played the 12-year-old version of him. It felt like the kid version of Ryan Reynolds, and he was very good. And it was actually an emotional story about family that I really gravitated toward. And it had some really good action in it. It's a hidden gem. I don't think this one is nearly talked about as much, probably because, again, it dropped on Netflix, and those movies tend to come and go. People tend to forget about the streaming films compared to movies in theaters. But I thought the film was great.
Nah, that's awesome picks, man. The Adam Project I haven't checked out yet. I've heard quite good things about it, so it's on my list. And with Prey, I know coming up on Rashad's channel, I've got a live stream of him, and one of the movies is the original Predator because I've not seen that movie. I've only ever seen the Shane Black one, unfortunately, and the Adrian Brody one. That's all I know of Predator.
The Adrian Brody one's not terrible. It's more like it's kind of sorry. It's kind of like it feels kind of like a soft reboot, and I think you'll understand what I'm saying when you watch the original, Mike, because it very much the original very much has the same kind of thing going on that Predators does. You know, they fall in a jungle and they're being hunted by something. That's pretty much Predator in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like loads of posters and trailers and stuff for the original Predator. Never seen the movie. Yeah. But yeah, Jacob, going back to what you were saying about Prey and why it wasn't at the theaters, I think it's just purely because the Shane Black one tanked. Yeah. And it's not to say that this one would tank, because obviously it's been massively well received. But I think it's that caution from studios being like, if we put this out in the cinema, you know, the reputation of the last movie, people's going to flop. But whereas if you put it on straight to streaming, people's paying a subscription anyway, so they'll be like, we'll just whack it on. You know, if it's terrible, I'll turn off in 10 minutes. Don't have to go out and pay a cinema ticket, waste my money in a cinema ticket to walk out after 10 minutes, for example, you know?
Right.
That's my logical thinking of it anyway.
I feel like the studio's biting themselves for dropping it on Hulu because, one, the film's doing so well, and I think, two, it's one of the better received films in the franchise.
Right.
I mean, what do you expect when it's from the same director who did 10 Cloverfield Lane? He's 2 for 2 for me. Those two movies are excellent thrillers.
Yeah, he's made some pretty good stuff. You know, it kind of makes me think about that Hellraiser movie they did this year too. You know, that's another franchise that's not really well known for producing good sequels. So they probably dumped it on Hulu for the same reason.
Right. Right. But at the same time with these studios, I guess the good thing is because they dump these on streaming directly, them streaming numbers are probably going to be the highest numbers they've had, especially with Prey. So they're still going to make some big money from it, from new subscriptions and stuff as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another sequel to Prey or like another one set in a different... I think there's been talk about getting like a samurai version of Predator, which I think would
love to see that.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Right.
I could totally see some samurai like facing off in like feudal Japan with a fucking Predator. That would be awesome.
that would be cool. We've got Jason. So thank you for the question, Pete. We've got Jason saying, just watched Bullet Train last night. I love the movie. Probably my favorite of the year so far. I love the combination of action and humor.
Yeah. Well, it's made by the... Now go ahead, Jacob.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying I love the movie too. I don't know if it's my favorite of the year, but it is a brilliant combination of action and humor. I saw the film here in the States. We had, I think, September 3rd, you could see a movie for $3 a ticket.
Yeah.
I saw Bullet Train during that, and it was one of my favorite experiences in the theater this year. The audience had a great time enjoying this film, the big crowd of people that went and saw it because of the cheap ticket. The action especially is a lot of fun. I've grown to become a fan of David Leitch as a director who's previously done movies like John Wick, and he also did Deadpool.
He did Deadpool 2, yeah.
Atomic Blonde, which doesn't have the best story, but it has great action. Bullet Train was a load of fun. The cast, the action, it's very funny throughout. I think it's in my top 10 of the year so far.
It's in my top 10 too. I think I got it stacked at like number 9 right now, just from when I last looked. But you know, I think when I reviewed it, I said something along the lines of it feels kind of like a Tarantino film. You know, just the way it's structured and the style and aesthetic of the whole thing. It feels like something Quentin Tarantino would have made if Quentin Tarantino was still at the height of his, movie making phase.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that comparison. That or Guy Ritchie, one of those two.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the humor. I enjoyed all the cameos. Like, this movie's got I feel like Bullet Train is one of those movies you can reference as an example on how to do cameos the right way. They're there and then they're gone. They don't overstay their welcome too much and they don't play into the plot too much. It's just, oh shit, I know this person, and then they completely move on.
Right.
And I hope everybody in the chat has seen Bullet Train, because I'm gonna drop something right here. Yeah, when they're talking about what's his face, Carver or Glenn or whatever the fuck, I forgot his name, but yeah, they pan to the guy getting off the motorcycle and he takes off the helmet and it's fucking Ryan Reynolds. I was like, did Brad Pitt owe him a favor or something? Like, what is he doing here?
That made me laugh so hard when I
Oh,
saw
I
that. I'm
know.
like,
And
Mm.
Channing Tatum showing up too, and then Sandra Bullock showing up at the end. I was like, oh my god, this movie is like great. Like, it's almost like the more it went on, it just got better and better and better. It's like it
yeah.
just managed to like elevate and outdo itself every single minute. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt did that movie The Lost City, and he told his two co-stars, "Hey, I'm gonna be in this Bullet Train movie. Do you want a cameo in my
Right.
movie just because I cameoed
Right.
in your movie?"
You scratch
Pretty
my
much.
back, I'll scratch yours.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think you guys liked the movie more than I did. I will say that it was cool because I got to see this movie with Adam from What the Gym. So that was a cool experience. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I definitely think it had like some fun elements in there. The cast were awesome as well. The cameos were cool to see. By the end of it, I was completely sick of the Thomas the Tank Engine joke, though.
You're a diesel,
hey,
you're a diesel, and I hate fucking
dude,
diesels.
that Thomas the
was
Tank Engine joke felt like
those
the
were
Scream Goats in 4 for me.
those
Yeah.
were
was like,
my favorite
no.
jokes of the whole movie. I think because I grew up watching Thomas the Tank Engine, so I related to a lot of the jokes with that. And I was like, okay, keep on making these jokes. It's a funny gag. Like,
And
you're
Yeah,
the Diesel, and you're the Duck, and you're the Percy, or whatever.
And what's funny is Bad Bunny probably does the best acting job he's ever done in a film, and he's only in the movie for like 5 minutes. He played
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else.
Oh.
I know he's been in a few movies, but he hasn't had like any big major roles or anything. He's been relegated to kind of a side guy, like a side character in every film he's been in. But
Yeah.
I just love how they brought him in. It seemed like they were going to set him up to be this huge thing, and then they just fucking kill him off. I was like, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it more than me, and I'm glad that Jason enjoyed it as well, especially one of his favorites of the year. Because with Jason reviews, it's either the movie's slow or the movie's boring. That's usually Jason's kind of reviews, which I find hilarious. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We've also got Lego M News saying, I just posted a community post basically complaining about my dad won't take me to watch it or leave me in the cinema, which sucks because he wanted me to watch Black Adam with my sister. This is really bothering me right now. So I think he's talking about maybe Black Panther here, complaining on MU.
Yeah, maybe he's missing the C.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. So Lego, if you're still watching, I hope you get a chance to check out Black Panther. Hopefully Dad will just put your dad up, just tell him that he'll do some chores around the house and he'll take it.
And dude, it'll still be in theaters for like a few months, so you got plenty of time still.
Definitely. Well, we've also got here as well. I've got Pete asking, so this is an easy one for me. He says, Avatar 2 or Black Panther Wakanda Forever? For me, Avatar 2.
It's hard for me to say because I haven't seen either yet. So, I like the first Avatar for what it is, but once again, I'm kind of harsh on it because I can only watch Dancing with Wolves so many times before it gets old and redundant. But, for what it was back in, 2009, I mean, it was a beautiful film. Like, James Cameron made that movie to be seen in IMAX in 3D. And I remember seeing it in IMAX in 3D. And dude, blew my mind. It's one of the first true theater experiences where I was like, holy shit. I'm excited for Avatar 2, but just because I'm such an MCU bitch, obviously, I'm excited for Wakanda Forever. Most definitely.
Right. All right. Jacob, how about you?
Yeah. I'm more excited to see Black Panther because I'm more of an MCU fan than anything else. With the first Avatar, I love the visuals of that movie, but I've never been that big on the story. It's just the story tropes in that movie I think have been done in much better movies like Dances with Wolves and The Last Samurai, which I think did that story better. But I'm excited to see Avatar 2 because the visuals still look incredible just on the trailers alone, and I'm hoping with all this time that James Cameron spent on the technology, hopefully the story improves with the visuals. And also James Cameron's track record of sequels have been fantastic if you count Aliens and Terminator 2. But I think because the first Black Panther is one of my favorite MCU movies, I'm gonna say Wakanda Forever. I'm more excited to see.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, that's a cool choice. And I no doubt on all of our channels respectively we'll be talking about each movie anyway when they come out.
Oh yeah,
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I'm
think
excited for Avatar too, though. After all this time and after like the underwater motion capture, which has been in development,
yeah,
and be for the first ever time this will be displayed in a movie. I think he's got something big up his sleeve.
yeah. James Cameron said something along the lines of he was the reason it's been taking so long is because he's been waiting for the technology to kind of become available for regular use. So I mean,
Right.
hey, if he's got an ace up his sleeve to really push it into my top 10 for the year, we'll see.
We'll put it this way: whatever movie James Cameron's done, it's always been a memorable movie, even if you like it or you
Oh yeah,
don't.
I
You
got
always
yeah,
talk about that movie.
my uncle has a saying, and it's a saying he's pretty much passed on to me like everything else. Never sleep on James Cameron, no matter what it is. Never sleep on the man. That man, he's truly one of the last great artists working in Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely produces quality over quantity.
yeah.
We've got Pete asking, what is the next film you're planning on watching? Which I think we've answered before about Black Panther, I believe.
Well, I said The Fablemans is after Wakanda Forever, which, dude, that's
Mm.
definitely a movie I'm gonna cry watching. Oh man,
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
not sure when we
yeah,
get the Fablemans, to be honest.
yeah. I get it. Well, actually, it comes out today. Think about it. Yeah, it debuts alongside Wakanda Forever over here, so it's already out.
Wow.
I
Okay.
didn't know it was. I didn't know it was coming out already. I thought it was next week for some reason.
Nope.
I
Oh,
thought it was.
I'm excited to see both movies. 'Cause I'm a big MCU fan and Steven Spielberg,
Yeah.
but I think I'll probably end up seeing Black Panther first the following weekend because
Right.
that's the bigger movie. There's a couple of Netflix movies I still need to catch up on. Like I wanted to see Wendell and Wild, which premiered in October. The new stop motion film from Henry Selick, who did The Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline. Uh, that's a
Oh,
movie he's made with Jordan Peele. I'm excited to see that. And then
Mm.
Enola Holmes 2, I was hoping to check out sometime. I don't know why I'm glitching.
Okay, yeah.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, are you making a found footage film over there?
Something's going on with my webcam today.
I
He's
think Jacob's filming a brand new Blair Witch Project movie over there.
Jacob's about to like get slaughtered on screen, live
Uh,
on chat.
Oh, ah!
Jacob,
um,
no!
Jacob, what I was going to say is, if it keeps happening on your end, it might be worth just like going out the stream, restart your laptop, and come back in. Because I've noticed it keeps
Alright,
glitching it's fine and it keeps glitching and it's fine and it keeps glitching. I don't know.
oh,
Yeah.
See what's up.
yeah, yeah. I think I'll do that. You go on talking, and I'll come back in a few
Right?
minutes.
Yeah, cool, man. No worries. No worries. Take
Okay.
time. All right, Nate. So it's just us two. We've got a couple of other questions. Um,
Okay.
what other film actually I'm going to be watching next, possibly either tonight or the weekend, is a Netflix movie called Fallen for Christmas, which is like Lindsay Lohan's like return.
Really?
I'm actually quite intrigued for that movie. Yeah, and plus it's a Christmas movie. I like getting in the Christmas spirit around this time. So
Yeah, I know.
Alright,
I
hey, Jacob.
know.
hey,
I know. All Quiet on the Western Front is on Netflix. That's another movie I need to check out.
Right.
yeah,
I've heard really good.
I've heard that one is really, really good. I can't wait to see that one too.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, it's
I
been
love
getting like 4 or 5 star reviews, I've heard.
I love war films, so I'm definitely
Mm.
excited to check it out.
Right.
And also Glass Onion is coming out. I think it's premiering on Netflix in December, but it's getting like a 1 week theatrical exclusive. I think the week of
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Right.
And if
Yeah.
you know me, Knives Out, it was my favorite movie of 2019, and it's one of my favorite murder mystery movies that's come out in recent years. Ryan Johnson's direction, and Daniel Craig was awesome as Benoit Blanc. It might be, along with James Bond, as the best character he's ever played.
Yeah. Don't tell people that you like Ryan Johnson. You might get crucified.
Oh, Oh, I love Ryan Johnson. He's one of my favorite directors working
I
right
like him
now.
too. I just
I even like The Last Jedi. Don't hate me.
I'm not
Yeah,
hating. I liked it too. People hate me for it.
right. Well, we've got Lego news saying, I just hope he changes his mind tomorrow because there's a show at 2 p.m. Well, yeah, well, I hope your dad changes your mind, dude, and you get to see Black Panther. I really do. So yeah, keep us posted. So we've also got here. Let me have a look. Yeah, we've got Jason here saying, I wonder what kind of movie we could have gotten if Chadwick Boseman was still alive. Has a movie been changed so dramatically due to a death? But then he adds here, it's kind of like how The Dark Knight Rises changed due to Heath Ledger's death.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. Yeah, Heath Ledger was originally supposed to play a major role in The Dark Knight Rises, but of course, because he passed, they completely wrote him out of the script and out of the movie.
Well, especially with the ending of The Dark Knight, it left it open for him to just be captured to, get out of Arkham or whatever. But obviously, they're like, well, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, so what the fuck do we do? Oh, let's make Bane the main villain.
Right.
I like that. I like The Dark Knight Rises enough, but it feels, in a way, it does kind of feel like a step down from what The Dark Knight was. Like The Dark Knight was the peak of that trilogy, and then The Dark Knight Rises has got moments where it kind of peaks and then dies down, and then I don't know. It's no Dark Knight. That's all I know.
I kind of wish we got a fourth movie, but like a Robin movie, because they set that up so perfectly in that third movie to like not do anything with it.
I got mixed feelings about what they did there. I'm just like, I didn't need that tease because it's not going to go anywhere. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. See, I was hoping when The Dark Knight Rises ended, because around the same time Man of Steel had come out, so I was hoping like Man of Steel and The Dark Knight Rises would be in the same universe, and we'd have Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Robin interact with Superman, but that didn't happen, and DC did their own thing, of course.
Right.
But that would have been interesting if we'd have gotten that.
Yeah, definitely. And I know on record, Christian, I think because especially when the Batman came out this year, I can't remember maybe a movie Christian Bale was doing at the time. But obviously, the press were asking him, "Oh, have you seen like Robert Pattinson's rendition of Batman, etc.? Like, would you come back to do Batman in the multiverse, whatever?" And I think Christian Bale said he would only come back if Nolan was to come back.
Yeah.
Which I don't have any faith that will ever happen again. I mean, I guess never say never, but I don't think so.
I don't know. You pay a man enough money and he'll walk barefoot into hell.
I mean, I think Nolan's too busy doing his own vision since then.
Yeah.
And I don't think he technically needs to come back and do Batman. I would rather leave them the trilogy that we've got. Because I know if they make a fourth one, I just don't think it would be as good.
Yeah, especially how The Dark Knight Rises ended. I would not want to see Christian Bale's Batman back. I thought that was a definitive ending to his Batman.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know Nolan's got Oppenheimer coming out next year, which, man, I can't wait for that.
Most anticipated movie of next year.
For now, until I hear or see something else that makes me go, ooh. That's kind of how The Northman was. I remember seeing the first trailers for that and going, that looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, you guys are definitely more excited for that one than I am. I'm sick of seeing the trailer every time I go to the cinema.
Yeah. Wait, they keep playing the trailer at your cinema? I've only seen it like twice.
Literally the first trailer of the show whenever I've seen a movie recently is Oppenheimer, and it'll be like counting down the timer, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm like, right, cool, I appreciate it's coming out next year, but to show you nothing, to get you like excited, be like, oh, this looks awesome,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the movie will be great. It's Nolan. I can't imagine it not being fun, like, at least good. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We've got Tim also saying, hey, all, happy Thursday. So, hey, Tim, hope you're well. He says, what are y'all favourite films so far of the year? Mine's Everything Everywhere All at Once, followed closely by Decision to Leave, The Northman, and Triangle of Sadness. Well, I know Nate's favourite movie of the year is The Northman already. And I think Jacob's is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is my number one still.
Right. And mine's The Batman.
That would be my number 2.
Right.
Batman for me, I think that's number 5 on my list. Well, actually, I'll have to go back and look. It's either 4 or 5 because I know RRR is number 3.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I have my letterbox list on me on another tab. My top 5 currently: Everything Everywhere is number 1, The Batman's number 2, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is my number 3, Top Gun Maverick number 4, and The Atom Project number 5.
Nice top 5 list.
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick is number 2 from me right now.
Yeah, Maverick's definitely up there in top 5.
Yeah,
sure. I don't know. I think for me, it's a bit of a strange one because it's cool that Jacob's got the list, and obviously that's what he's going by. I think it's just like those movies by the end of the year when I come to sit down in December and be like, right, what's my favorites of this year? Like the ones that I think I'm going to remember the most from the year will be my favorites, because I might have ranked something good at the time, and then now I'm just like, forgot that movie.
Yeah.
And like I think it's a case of like the top 10 should be like the ones that stick in your head and still do.
Yeah.
Because you know what, it's like all of us go see so many movies each year, or on Netflix, cinema releases, streaming, whatever. But yeah, I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness yet or Decision to Leave.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for Triangle of Sadness. They just, once again, it's one of those movies they did not get a screening out, at our theater, so I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah. Right. I wasn't really that intrigued to see that one. I thought it looked super pretentious to me, but people are loving it, so what do I know?
I saw Woody Harrelson. I was like, I'm in. Let's do it.
It looks okay, but from what I've heard, I think it's like 2 hours and 47 minutes, and I've heard like it doesn't need to be that long at all. So I feel like it's just gonna be like a bit of a slog, but I might be wrong. Who knows? But we'll see. But thank you for the question, Tim. We've got Adam saying, "Hey guys." So hi Adam. He says, "Have any of you guys seen Black Panther?" And no, we were discussing this before that some of us going to see it this weekend or maybe the weekend after. Nate's got the hat, so yeah, my friend, none of us have seen it as of yet.
Yeah.
Then Lego News was saying, was there just a Black Panther spoiler chat in the loop? So yeah, so just to let you guys know, we've had like some odd little like spam in the chat. I've been keeping an eye on it, so as soon as it pops up, I've been deleting it. So hopefully you guys haven't seen any spoilers for that.
I haven't seen the chat at all. Like it's not coming up for me. So hey, I guess that's a good thing.
I think I'll be having to stay off social media for a week so I can avoid spoilers.
I'll admit this is probably the first Marvel movie I've seen in a long time where I haven't had anything spoiled for me. Like I got so pissed off when Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out because someone leaked that Toby and Andrew were in the movie. I got so mad. Like that was one of those moments where if I could reach through my computer screen and like choke the hell out of somebody, that would have been that moment.
That was kind of like for me when they spoiled the post-credit scene in Black Adam. People were spoiling that cameo. I'm like, why can't they just wait till more people see the movie? Like, why do you have to spoil it like 2 weeks before the movie comes out?
Right. Yeah. So I saw that on TikTok. I was just scrolling.
God.
I was literally scrolling through TikTok. I think like a couple of days in before it was released, and it was like, I'm not going to mention it for anyone who's not seen it, but it was just like, there you go. This is the post credit in its entirety as well. But then the title was X character, and I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
So it already said the character, so I was like, well, I might as well just watch the whole thing now. You've already said there,
People are dicks, man. They suck.
Right.
People suck.
They can sometimes, for sure.
Yeah.
We've also got Rob from Exploitation saying, hey, Mike, can't stay. I have to write a review. Just want to pop in and say hi. So, yeah, hey, Rob, thanks for tuning in, my friend. And Jason said, I almost thought Bullet Train and Lost City were in the same universe. the MCU of Brad Pitt, Sandra Bullock, and Channing Tatum.
I don't think the Lost City was nearly as violent as Bullet Train was, though.
No.
Lost
City was almost like a rom-com.
Right.
That's because it was. It was actually one of the better rom-coms of the year. Yeah, now I think about it, which one do I like more? Do I like The Lost City more, or do I like Ticket to Paradise more? Because I really like Ticket to Paradise.
Oh, dude, Lost City any day of the week.
I don't know, man. It's something about Clooney and Julia, man. Like their chemistry is so good. Like you'll see in my review, but at one point I say, the movie never really tries to set up jokes or gags or anything like that. Like all the comedy in the movie, it's just them talking. It's their banter and their chemistry. It's just so funny to hear them like go back and forth with each other.
Yeah, you definitely liked it more than I did.
Yeah, damn.
Jacob, have you seen just to give a heads up, Jacob, if you've not seen Ticket to Paradise or anyone watching, don't watch the trailer because I saw the trailer in the cinemas before it came out, and it literally shows you the entire movie.
Yeah, it does.
Dang it. I hate it when they do that.
Yeah, condensed in like a 2-minute trailer, it literally shows you like, oh, this is how the movie starts. Okay, this is how it ends. So it's like,
this happens at this specific point, which leads to this. They do all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got cinematic tendency here. So hey, Garrett, hope you well. Says anyone watching Black Panther? Yeah. We've already answered that one, dude. So we're going to see it this weekend or the weekend after.
I am.
Thank you. We've got Joseph one saying, "Amy guys." So hey, Joe, hope you well. Which movie from the past was a major letdown? Do you feel has the potential to be a great movie if remade? Oh, okay, this is a good question.
I got a good one. You know how Disney keeps remaking their animated movies into live action? Most of them are very unnecessary. They take their most successful animated films and make uninspiring remakes of them, which are nowhere as good. Well, how about you remake a film that flopped originally and do a live action film and improve upon the faults of the animated film and make a better version of it? And I pitch to you, The Black Cauldron would make a great live action remake. That is Disney's most infamous animated flop. I enjoy the animated one as a guilty pleasure, but it definitely has a lot of story issues, character issues. The world building's very off, and there's some really bad choppy editing in the film. If you know about the studio interference, you know what I'm talking about. Do your research.
Yeah, Jacob, you could probably back me up on this, but I watched a whole documentary about the Black Cauldron recently on YouTube. Like someone went in and talked all about the interference that you just brought up.
Yeah, apparently the original edit, it was supposed to have been a lot more violent.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to apparently at one point it was leaning towards R. Like that could have been like Disney's first rated R film. Like early drafts, there were people getting raped, people's necks getting slit. Like it was some dark shit. There's even a whole resurrection sequence that they cut out of the film where I guess people are being reanimated and their faces and skin are like melting off.
I've seen that footage. It is absolutely gruesome.
You're watching it. You're like, wait a minute, this is a Disney movie? What the hell?
But yeah, it was Jeffrey Katzenberg who was the one who cut it down. I mean, if you're wondering why the final movie is so choppy, it was hacked to shreds by the studio head.
It sucks because, man, like the Black Cauldron is such a D&D movie. It's about as D&D as Disney's ever gonna get, man. Like the Horned King, dude, that is a total necromancer sorcerer if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Like holy shit.
Very scary to watch too, and he's voiced so well by John Hurt.
Oh, he's
one of the
so
most
good.
intimidating characters in any Disney movie. And also has probably the most gruesome death in any Disney movie. They kept his death in. I can get
now, pig boy.
No
you
kind
shall
of
die.
I will say if the movie was live action, his death would be rated R. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Awesome. But because I know Jacob.
I think I know it's based on a series of books, and I read like the animated film. They condensed like 2 or 3 books into one 70-minute movie, and apparently that wasn't enough to do it justice. So I say if you do a live action film, do like, I don't know, 1 book at a time and trust the audience to see it. And if you have the patience to make it, you'll make a great franchise out of it. And also get a good director to helm obviously the movies too, like somebody who knows the fantasy genre, like a Peter Jackson or Guillermo del Toro or somebody, and I think they do a great job out of the Black Cauldron.
You had me at Guillermo del Toro. That would be perfect.
Get yeah. Well, I know Jacob recently on his channel did a Snow White live stream, and I said on there, and I think I've said this on multiple streams, that I've never hardly seen any Disney classics like at all. So you guys mentioned like Black Cauldron, like Sword in the Stone, like Original Jungle Book, Lion King, stuff like that. I've pretty much never
Robin
seen
Hood, man.
I've literally never seen any of them movies.
Well,
so
Mike, you have Disney Plus, right?
Yes.
Well, I know what your homework is to binge all the classic Disney movies.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I've got a couple of like ideas for my channel coming up. I mean, I've always got some idea going on. To be honest with you, it's just too much. One of the big things I want to bring back January next year. So this is maybe just a bit of a heads up for everyone. I want to bring back the terrible movie Collab series next year, which Jacob has been a victim of a few times.
Twice.
Mike, right? you got to bring me on for the shitty Titanic movie I was talking about last time with the rapping dog. Oh God!
I've got plenty in mind. For example, just to give people a heads up here.
I've seen the clips of the rapping dog. It's as bad as it sounds.
It actually it's worse than it sounds. Like, I shit you not. It's not. I'm telling you, Mike. It's 1912. Everyone's dressed up like, they're supposed to be from that time period. And then there's this dog who's wearing a backwards baseball cap, basketball jersey, and is wearing Nikes, and he's just rapping in the basement of the Titanic.
Wow. Who thinks of these ideas?
I don't know. Like, oh man.
I kind of wish that was in James Cameron's live action one.
Dude,
imagine Leonardo DiCaprio going down to the beach and then there's just a rapping 3G dog.
They get done having sex in the car, and the camera just pans over, and there's this fucking dog just rapping next to him.
That would be amazing.
Oh,
I would love to see that.
That is atrociously bad. Oh man, James Cameron would never live that down. He'd probably never. If he had done that, he never would have made another movie ever.
No
way Avatar movies.
James, why'd you do that? Well, it's for the kids. I'm trying to be hip.
Honestly, I think something like that kind of scene, right? That would probably benefit an Asylum movie, like, because Asylum made Titanic 2, which I've reviewed years ago. I feel like that would have.
Wait a minute.
Hit me with that movie. But...
Isn't that the one with the tsunamis?
I can't remember.
Ice falls into the ocean and it creates a tsunami that like carries an iceberg and it like strikes the Titanic too.
You know what it is? I would love to tell you yes, but I can't.
It is. Oh my God!
I just all I remember is I think the director was Shane Van Dyke. I might be wrong. And he's literally the main actor of the movie. And like every sentence, it's like, say if his name was Jack as an example, it'd be like Jack. Like they'd have to say his name in every sentence. So it's like you don't forget his name. So I mentioned in my review, I was like, if you were to take a drink every time they mentioned his name, you'd be drunk.
Okay. I just looked it up. Yes, the movie you're talking about and the one I'm talking about, they are one and the same.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. Yeah, that movie was horrible. Holy hell.
But did you guys not hear about the new Titanic movie they made recently? I don't think it was Asylum, but it was Titanic 666.
I did hear about this.
Didn't Dave from A Simple in the Stars cover that one?
Yeah, he got a screener for that one. I think he got the Blu-ray.
Where do they come up with this shit?
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm looking forward to bringing the Turbo movie series back. Just to give you guys a bit of a heads up, I'm going to get Anthony Perez on one. and we're going to do the Asylum's version of Star Wars. So that will be.
Oh.
Was Asylum even a thing back then, or is that something they just recently
No,
did?
I don't know if they made it to capitalize of Last Jedi. I would like to say. Let me have a look. Hold on. I'll tell you when it came out.
I was about to say, there's
Oh.
no way Asylum was a thing back in 1978. Come
It
on.
was okay. It came out in 2020.
Oh.
So Rise of Skywalker, because Rise of Skywalker was 2019.
Right. So here's the plot for it. So it's called
Oh.
Battle Star Wars. Right.
Very original there, Asylum.
Battle Star Wars.
These motherfuckers got no shame.
And literally, the way that you know it's a rip off of Star Wars is in the plot. The plot says, when the leader of the evil coalition threatens to destroy a rebel planet for its resources, his daughter will have no choice but to join the rebel side and fight for what is right.
Oh.
I fucking
Oh
can't.
my goodness.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh shit. Oh.
So imagine me putting a diehard Star Wars fan through that movie.
Oh,
Dude, you were gonna torture him. What is wrong with you? You were a madman. What is wrong with you?
Well,
that sounds worse torture than the Star Wars holiday special.
probably.
The holiday special is peak cinema compared to that.
Right. Well, I mean, Jacob knows all about going through torture, terrible movies.
You had me see a movie where like two characters are having sex and they think the most sexiest form of that is rubbing oil on their bodies.
Say that one more time.
These two
What?
characters are making out and they're rubbing oil on themselves and they think that's the most attractive form of sex. It's like a race car movie.
Who made that? Tommy Wiseau?
Is that
What the fuck?
No,
what
it's
was
got
that one
David
called,
Arquette.
Mike? Was that RPM? Was that what you had me watch?
Yeah, RPM, which stars David Arquette and Frankie Jemison.
I feel bad for David Arquette because he could be a really good actor, but man, he's such a sellout. That motherfucker sells him. That guy would sell his own grandmother for a nickel if he could.
It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie, and it's not just regular oil, Nate, as well. It's car oil as well.
Oh my god!
Oh, they're swimming.
It is one of the most disturbing things I've ever had to go through.
Right.
Oh god!
Right.
Wow.
Well, Jacob,
It's very unsexy too. I'll tell you that. Whoever thought that was attractive, I said when I did the collab, whoever thought that was a good idea should be fired.
Blacklisted.
Right. Well, so Nate, you've had a taste of what I put people through with these movies. So, yeah, just expect a bad one. But going back to the original question, so Jacob's answer is The Black Cauldron for a movie that was a major letdown, but could be great if it had a potential of a remake. I'm still thinking.
I can think of a few Stephen King movies that could probably go for a remake.
Firestarter, I guess.
No, fuck Firestarter.
It's been remade already.
Remake it again.
Actually, no, wait, I take that back. Yeah, never mind. I'm stupid. Oh, no. Yeah, this is hard. You know what? I'm just gonna go the Disney route. Treasure Planet. I would like to see Treasure Planet be remade into live action, man. I was trying to think outside the box. I was trying to think outside the box because I can talk.
That'd be kind of tricky because the animated one's one of my top 20 animated Disney films. I know it flopped originally.
Yeah, it flopped really badly.
But I love the original.
I would want to say Brother Bear, but I feel like one of the only people in the world that actually like Brother Bear.
You're not the only one. I love that movie.
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't want them to remake that.
Nah.
I just think it's got a good lesson, and dude, it's truly one of the last like 2D animated movies Disney ever did. I think their last one after that was Princess and the Frog. And then after that, they kind of transitioned over into the 3D films that we get today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy the story, I enjoy the themes, and dude, the score and the music by Phil Collins is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, holy hell.
Great movie.
Everybody, I'm on my way.
New friends and new places to see.
Love
it.
Great movie.
I still get hyped whenever I hear that song.
That was me when I graduated high school. I was like, tell everybody.
No, great movie. Great movie.
I think in all honesty, I think the two Disney films that warrant a remake, I would say, are Black Cauldron and Sword in the Stone.
I kind of disagree with Sword in the Stone a little bit because, dude, we've seen so many King Arthur movies that, I don't know, one more kind of feels a little, that's another King Arthur movie. So, but
as long as it's Guy Ritchie not doing it, I'm fine.
That is true. But I will also play devil's advocate a little bit and say that, you know, I can't understand why you would say that, though, because, you know, the original Sword in the Stone, it's a very underrated film, and it kind of takes what we know about King Arthur and it kind of spins it on its head a little bit and kind of goes its own direction and tells its own story. It's a decent little animated movie.
Like the original Sword in the Stone is not really the King Arthur legend. It's more about him before he became King Arthur, like him in training. Yeah. But the original movie didn't execute it well, and it was just kind of dull and meandering. I think if you did a remake, I think if you had like a better vision on how to do the story, I think it would be a lot better.
I remember in my my history class, we were talking about King Arthur, and my stupid ass. This is funny. We were talking about Merlin and King Arthur. I was like, so when does Madame Mim come into play? And they were like, who? I'm like, the marvelous Madame Mim. They were like, who are you talking about? I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
You could have just got your phone out and played the Wizard's Duel scene.
Right. Did I say no purple dragons? Did I?
Did I?
I love that scene. That's great.
That's the best. That's the best part of an otherwise bad movie.
It's the best scene in the whole movie, actually.
Yep.
I'm excited to check it out. I'm definitely going to work my way through the classics.
Dude, you're gonna laugh your ass off. It's pretty funny. Like the entire movie it's got a lot of humor in it.
Yeah. I'm excited. I like the owl, especially. Like he has this funny laugh. That's a meme all in itself, where he's like.
Okay.
I can't do it justice.
Yeah, man will fly one day, just like a rock.
That sounds like a pretty good impression, though, Jacob. I don't know what it is, but it sounds pretty
good. Mike, I'm telling you, put it on your list to check out. It's great.
I will. Well, we've also got Tim. So just moving on, we've got Tim saying, "I wish I could like Bullet Train as much as everyone else. I didn't like it though. Humor was cringy, and only redeeming factor was action. But I kind of need more of that." Yeah, fair enough, man. Nate and Jacob loved it. Jason loved it.
It's definitely one of those movies that would split people down the middle. It's definitely not for everybody.
Right. Yeah. And we've got Cinematic as well saying, "I own the same Black Panther hat." Yeah, you guys got similar habits with school. I know Cinematic's a huge person who just loves hats all the time. So
I'm just wearing it to see who I can piss off at the theater tonight, because apparently I'm not allowed to see it because I'm white.
Wait.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it regardless.
Yeah.
Don't listen to TikTok. Everybody's going to see it.
Well, exactly.
Right.
Stupid. Ryan says, just joining, guys. Been a day from hell at work. Still working, but listening away. So hope you're all doing well. So, hey, Ryan. Hope you're doing well, my friend, and hopefully you'll be home soon, relaxing and just taking it easy, dude. Sorry to hear that. He said, Mike said, I got the hat from Spencer's.
I got mine from, I want to say it was either Hot Topic or it was something. I got it when me and my girl were at the mall one time. That's where I got mine.
Yeah, it's a cool hat, dude. I like it.
I love it. I love it a lot. Cost me a
Right.
pretty penny. It was like $30.
Cool though. Cool.
Yeah.
I like the print on the front.
Yeah.
We've also got Gareth saying, "Evening, fellas." So, hey, Gareth, hope you're well. And Ryan says, "Is there any movie in your top 10 this year that you're surprised you like that much?" For me, it's Vengeance.
For me, it was Barbarian.
Okay, good
Yeah.
choice. Good choice. Yes, that's definitely one of mine. I was surprised. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those movies. Looking at my top 10, I said The Adam Project earlier, but another film I'm surprised is in my top 10 is Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I didn't think I would enjoy. I didn't think I would enjoy that as much, but I thought the film was brilliant.
I didn't review it. I did get around to watching it. Oh my god. I felt so bad for Peter Pan. I was like, what the fuck did they do to you, man? I was like, oh no, this isn't right.
Oh wow. Okay, I've not seen Chippendale yet, but I've heard good things.
I'm sorry.
It's actually really funny. It's like I would argue it's the spiritual sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit that I didn't know I needed, and it's actually really funny. I enjoyed the blend of animation styles. Pretty good meta parody of the original show.
Yeah.
I thought it was highly enjoyable. It very much surprised me because Disney remaking stuff all the time. This could have easily sucked, but it was a lot of fun, and it's in my top 10.
Awesome. Man.
They did something new with it, and I think that's why it really worked. Yeah, they didn't just do a remake of Chip and Dale, which I don't even know if you could remake anything that Chip and Dale's been a part of, because weren't they just involved like in a bunch of shorts or something like that?
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was a show in the 90s. It was an animated show that I think originally aired on the Disney Channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they decided to remake it based on the original concept of Chip and Dale as Rescue Rangers, and I think it had characters from the show and the movie, like Monterey Jack, and I think Gidget is another character. I never actually watched the show growing up, but watching the movie and not having that nostalgia, I still thought it was a great time to watch. Again, it's another case where I wish it came out in theaters, because I think more people would have gone crazy over it. Instead, it got dumped on Disney Plus, and I think people have kind of forgotten about it already.
Right. Yeah, I was too busy watching Tailspin, so. Anyway.
Yeah. Jacob, I was going to say, I think if it came out in cinemas, I probably would have more likely have seen the movie.
There's a joke involving Seth Rogen. I'm not going to spoil it, but Seth Rogen plays a character in the movie. But there's a scene of him at like a Comic-Con type place. It is honestly like one of the funniest, like, what did I just watch scenes in any movie, especially considering the characters that they use. Like, how did Disney get away with this? That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I know what he's talking about. So.
Cool. I mean, I've heard good things. I've seen the part with like the ugly Sonic and stuff, and the references that. So I'm excited.
Which I got upset because Twitter spoiled that for me. I'm like, oh, I wish that was a surprise. But that was still really funny though.
Oh my god!
It's like any movie gets spoiled nowadays too quickly, I think.
Right.
So, back to Ryan's question. I think for me, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, as I was saying before. But yeah, good question, man. The next one is actually quite a cool one from Jason, and he says, "What's the most important aspect of a movie? The story, acting, directing, cinematography, etc."
Well, just because I'm a storyteller, I'm going to say the story. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think personally, you can have a great director in the director's chair.
Yeah.
Like, you could have a fantastic cast list, for example. Like recently, Amsterdam. Absolutely garbage movie.
Yeah.
Don't go check it out, Jacob, if you haven't seen it yet.
No, I'm not in any rush.
Honestly, Jacob, I think that if you went to see that movie, I might be wrong, but I think it'd lead into a Jacob rant video.
I missed it. Like, I heard it was so bad that was probably the first movie this year where I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna skip out on some bullshit.
Nate, I think if you've seen it, I think it'd be a rant like Family Camp.
Oh God,
really do.
You got to stop reminding me of Family Camp.
Never, my friend.
He's just gonna hold it over my head for the rest of my life.
Right.
I forgot Family Camp came out earlier this year.
Mike is gonna be calling me when I'm 86 years old. He's gonna be like, "Hey Nathan, what? Family Camp." Ah! He's gonna be trolling me with it.
Then I'll end the conversation being like, "What's up?
What's up?" But yeah, I'm gonna say the story because, you know, like Mike said, you know, you could have great actors, you know, you could have an awesome director in the director chair, and the cinematography and score, that's really kind of there for just visual flair. I mean, just because the movie looks good, that doesn't make it a good film. At the base of it, it has to have a good story and a good story structure. And if the story's not good and the plot doesn't make any sense, then you've basically forfeited your whole project.
Right. Yeah, I can't agree more with you. You know, like the story, like I said, like Amsterdam as a perfect example. Got like Christian Bale in there, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Anya Taylor-Joy, Robert De Niro, Rami Malek.
Yeah.
The list goes on. So that's already a stacked cast. You got a director who I don't think has done anything great, to be fair, but still great cast, some cool cinematography, but the story is terrible.
Right.
So that just ruins that movie. So yeah, I think every movie that we all love, respectively, whether it's this year, 20 years ago, whatever, that story is what you come back to. Yeah. The actors are great. That's kind of a bonus. The acting's fantastic. But yeah, I think it's the story. Jacob, what about you?
Yeah, I don't think I have much to add on this question. I think I would agree with you too. The story, I think, is the glue that holds the movie together.
Right.
Of course, everything else would, I think, be the icing on the cake, because you have a great director, which elevates the story and your cast and the visuals and all that. That's all great, but the story has to come first. And if without a story, you have no movie.
The director is the visionary that sees the story to its fruition, and if you that sometimes that's another thing too. If you don't have a good director, you know, it just fails. You know, good example I can think of is The Rise of Skywalker. You know, it's a beautiful film. It's shot very well at certain points. I think everybody in it does. They do the best that they can with what they got. But the problem with The Rise of Skywalker is its story structure. You know, it just feels like a video game plot. You know, MacGuffins everywhere. Oh, we got to go here to get this thing, which will then take us to this thing. Then we got to grab this thing, and then we got to go over here. It just, and plus, I mean, that entire trilogy just had a lack of direction anyway. So, but yeah, story is the glue that holds everything together.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's a good point. Definitely at some point as well on the channel, I'm going to be watching all 9 Star Wars movies, the Skywalker saga anyway, and I'm going to review them all. So, yeah, definitely interested to do that one. Sure.
You'll definitely hate some over others. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm guaranteeing it right now. But I can guarantee in any one of those reviews, if I say one thing bad, Perez is going to be straight in that comment section.
I'll go ahead and do him one good. The one scene that still cracks me up to this day, and Jacob, you could probably attest to this. It's Attack of the Clones. They're on Naboo. They're in that open ass field, and he's just pouring his heart out in shitty love dialogue. I'm like, why the fuck are you in a field when an assassin is trying to kill you? like, what are you doing? I could just see them sitting there. Hey, you're making fun of me. Padme! Oh my God, Padme!
Dumb decision making.
I remember there was this. There was this online thing that popped on Facebook between Perez and Rashad. And Rashad was talking about how he hated I think the final confrontation of Darth Maul and Obi-Wan on Star Wars Rebels. And Rashad's like, that's the most anticlimactic thing I've ever seen. And Perez is like, no, you don't understand the scene. I think it's very beautiful and poetic. Yeah. And he's like, well, what's poetic about just one kill?
I actually agree with him. I made a whole Facebook post about this the other day, actually.
I was like, I'm just gonna sit and watch the two squabble like an old married
Right.
couple. Which for me personally, I'm in the middle on that. Like I could see where both are coming from on that scene in Rebels. I'm kind of mixed on that outcome. I see the poeticness, but I was like, couldn't they have done a little more?
Jacob was just sat there with a bucket of popcorn watching away.
Oh, you have a purpose here. Perhaps you are protecting something? No, protecting someone. Shit. I got goosebumps from that. Holy fuck.
Ryan's saying All Quiet on the Western Front is good. Nate watched it last night.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Ryan gave it 4 stars, if I'm not mistaken. Jason's got here. Because of Last Jedi, I refuse to watch Rian Johnson. I guess it's out of principle.
Oh.
Wow, okay.
That's kind of what...
You gotta give at least Knives Out a chance. If you didn't like The Last Jedi, I think you would enjoy Knives Out more. It's a more
here's the thing,
entertaining story. Oh, go ahead.
Not every director is perfect. They're, on occasion they're going to have a movie that's not as good as their other films, and sometimes they will make a flop.
Yeah.
We're all human. We all make mistakes. It happens. I mean, Rian Johnson's made some good movies. Looper. I love Looper.
Yes.
I think Looper's fucking awesome. The first Knives Out, like you brought up, I enjoy Knives Out.
Yeah.
Don't let one bad project, which, I have mixed feelings about The Last Jedi. I still genuinely believe there are things about it that can be enjoyed. Don't let the hatred of this one film just, keep you from seeing other projects that they've done, because Rian Johnson's made some good stuff.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Like I would also agree Looper's fantastic. His first film, Brick, I don't love it, but I thought it was a solid first outing. And like I said, Knives Out is my favorite of the movies he's made, and I'm looking forward to seeing Glass Onion.
Right.
Isn't that coming to theaters for a limited time?
Limited week, Thanksgiving.
Shit, I might have to go see it then.
Yeah. If it's coming out in my area, I'm gonna rush to see it.
Yeah.
Right. Same here. But yeah, I can't really add much more to this than what you guys said. The thing is, I think the one thing to kind of take away from it is whether he did maybe not a great job in Jason's eyes or other people's eyes, whatever, or mixed bag, whatever. I think the perfect person who can attest to this is Jacob, because over on his channel, as I mentioned in the intro, he's always doing a director project. So you get like the great names like Hitchcock or Kubrick or whoever. And his filmography, Jacob's like, wow, this is an uncovered gem. Or then he'd be like, wow, this is one of the worst movies I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Even
Alfred Hitchcock, who's seen as one of the great directors of all time, he's had some duds. Like, look at his early career, like before he went big. He had some stinker movies, like way earlier in his career. No, not The Birds. I like The Birds. But like those movies he's directed you might not have heard of. Like he's directed a movie called The Skin Game and another one called Juno and the Paycock. And both of those movies are absolutely terrible.
I could have sworn to God, I could have swore you just said The Squid Game. I was like, no.
The Skin Game.
Okay.
Skin Game.
Skin
yeah,
game.
Exactly. So Jacob's introduction to Hitchcock was those early movies. Jacob would be like, well, I'm not watching any of his stuff.
No, I ain't watching more of that Hitchcock. That guy's a hack. He's a garbage man. But no, like Hitchcock, you just persevere and watch his other movies. And of course, I've seen Psycho, The Birds, Vertigo, Rear Window. Those are all great movies. But early on in his career, his movies weren't that good.
Another quick example, and then we can move on. Stephen King, some of those movies are good, some of those movies are pretty bad. I like The Shawshank Redemption. I absolutely love The Green Mile. The Mist, I actually like The Mist. I know it's a very huge talking point for some Stephen King fans because it is very divisive. That's another good one. Mike already knows my opinion on Firestarter. But yeah, don't let one project keep you from seeing all their other stuff.
Right. Yeah. A lot of time with a director, if their movie's bad, it's usually because of some studio interference or
Yeah.
something in the background that usually like stops them sometimes from like producing the movie that they want to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
But anyway,
I think in the Last Jedi's case, I think it was just fan expectations. Like so many people were like hyping up what they wanted to see in the next movie, and Ryan Johnson kind of twisted their expectations and subverted them, and a lot of fans didn't like where that went, and they were angry and bitter about that movie. Whereas somebody like me who didn't have fan expectations, I just wanted to see a new Star Wars movie. I really enjoyed the film, and it's one that's gotten better with age. So
you know,
yeah,
I wouldn't say he purposely tried to piss off fans, because when people
no,
talk
I
about
don't
this
think
movie,
he did.
when people talk about The Last Jedi, that's what they make it sound like. They're like, "Oh, Ryan Johnson's such a bad guy. Oh, he did this just to piss everybody off and shit on our childhoods." No, because I respect Ryan Johnson as a filmmaker. I respect the guy as a visionary. When he makes a movie, I feel like he's putting his heart and his soul into it, and I genuinely feel like when he made The Last Jedi, he tried to make something that he thought people were going to enjoy. It's just like you said, Jacob. The problem with The Last Jedi at the end of the day is it's not the movie that fans made up in their heads.
Yeah,
and that's why they hate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different subject for Last Jedi. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
We've got Lego news saying my mum said I have to watch Black Panther tomorrow for my sis, which is a movie I don't care about. I watched Black Panther on Saturday, which still bothers me. Well, yeah, dude, you know, as we were saying before, he has to watch over his sister he's had. So yeah, I'll just quickly say, you know, Lego, hope you get to see Black Panther soon. You have to see Black Adam first again, and then Black Panther then. At least get to see the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mixed feelings about Black Adam for me, but I feel like there's still some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
There's some enjoyment you might be able to get out of it.
Yeah, I thought Black Adam was just a fun popcorn film. So I get some of the hate for the film, but I thought it was fun.
I said it was a better time if you're high. So.
To be fair, Nate, I would probably massively agree with you on this one. I think I'm the hot takey, but I did not like that movie. And Perez has said to me once, she's like, Mike, I don't get how you didn't like that movie.
I didn't hate it.
I'm like, it's too long. Besides Hawkman and Dr. Fate, the other two just slightly shouldn't have been in it at all.
Yeah, Adam Smasher and Cyclone.
I didn't like the Adam Smasher.
Adam Smasher was like Dollar Tree Ant-Man in that movie.
To me, he's the cross between Ant-Man and Deadpool if they had a child together. The very ugly stepchild.
I would put, honestly, I'd put Black Adam up there probably alongside like Man of Steel or something. Like I watched Aquaman again right after watching Black Adam. I still enjoy Aquaman hell of a lot more than I do Black Adam, honestly.
But see, for me, like Black Adam, I felt like the human characters had way too much screen time. Like that little kid got on my nerves, and it's cringy to speak when he's doing this. I had to look it up afterwards. In the comics, they become somebodies. I hope not.
They do. Like they both end up with superpowers at some point.
Well,
Mike's head just
be excited for the sequel, Mike. That's probably
Mike's head just like exploded. He looks like me after I saw Family Camp.
Honestly, it's just so stupid. The kid serves no purpose. The mom's too busy chasing the kid and too busy wanting the goods from Black Adam the whole movie. And I just feel like the movie in general should have had human characters, bringing back Black Adam back to life after all these years.
Right. And
he kills them all. Like, as a thank you, he kills them all.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to redeem him at that point. He's a fucking child murderer at that point.
No, but you wouldn't even have to have the kid in the movie. You could have like just those like bad guys who he beats up at the beginning of the movie, resurrect him,
To his credit, he does kill the shit out of a lot of people. In
Oh
this movie.
man, I was surprised at how high the body count was. I was like, this is like probably one of the more violent PG-13 DC movies there was. I think it almost got an R rating. I think I read, but they cut it down. But I think they wanted to keep it as high a PG-13 as they can to show how brutal he is.
Well, yeah, they want to maximize ticket sales to everybody.
Well, the movie got cut, I think, 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. And I think right.
Yeah, I read something about that.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was meant to be R-rated. Now that I would have loved to have seen. But yeah, I don't know. And then the whole fact of like, he's like, "Oh, I've recognised my mistakes. I'm going to put myself underwater so I can't cause any more trouble." 2 minutes later, he's out the water. I'm like, what? Is he out the water after 2 minutes? I'm like, surely this should have happened in the first 45 minutes, and then maybe 30 minutes later, he decides, all right, now it's time. I'm just like, why did he go underwater? They should just cut that scene completely out.
Mike, if you think too hard about it, man, you're just going to give yourself a migraine. Just let it go.
It's supposed to be a popcorn movie. It's the turn your brain off kind of enjoyment. And that's, I think, why I was able to forgive some of the faults it had. But I had fun watching it. I know, Nathan, you said you put it on the same level as Aquaman. I said I
put it on the same level as Man of Steel.
Oh man, I love Man of Steel. That's top tier for me. To me, it's on the same level as Aquaman. They're both turn your brain off movies for me.
Superman's not a mass murderer, so
you're not supposed to go. You're not supposed to think about the story. You just sit and watch, enjoy it for 2 hours, and
I definitely agree with you. Like, you know, it can be a popcorn movie. You guys know I can turn my brain off when I watch a silent movies or Amityville Karen recently. You guys know I can do that.
Amityville Karen. I just can't believe that's an actual movie.
Well, so from what I've heard, I think it's because
what does Karen say throughout the movie? If she goes on a slash, she's like, "That's what you get." Oh, what was it? Oh man, I lost my train of thought. I knew I should have gone up to the manager.
There's no way that's real.
Jacob, I think you guys saw my review, but literally this is how bad that movie is. Because I'm not going to go on a rant. You can watch my review to see the review. Yeah. There's literally one kill in here where she pushes a guy in a swimming pool, right? and you know in the movie when they want to kill them, they drown him in the pool. Obviously, they keep their head pressed down, right?
Yeah.
Right. In this scene, she keeps the guy's head pressed down for literally 1 second. I'm not kidding you. I timed it. 1 second, and then his head comes up in the water, and he's like this. He floats off dead. I'm like, oh, come on.
What the hell?
I'm like, Karen's not got superpowers. Come on.
But Mike, you forget this is the Amityville Karen. She's the most wicked Karen of them all.
Amityville trash. That's what that movie is.
Dude, everything Amityville these days is trash. That's another fucking thing that's been done to death.
Well, see, it's because I've heard that Amityville now is, I think it's, I don't know what the exact term is, but I think it's like an open property. Public domain. Yeah, so because it's a public domain, obviously anyone can use Amityville as a title.
Like the last Amityville horror movie I saw, I think it was like the Amityville horror remake with Ryan Reynolds. That was a long time ago.
What? Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I shit you not.
What?
You want to see Ryan Reynolds act like a maniac and walk around with a shotgun trying to shoot his family? Yeah.
What?
I shit you not.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know he did that.
He did.
Yeah. It's true.
I can't really see that.
Well, when you see it, you're going to be like, there's no way this is the same guy that played Deadpool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to branch his career out a bit more then.
Yeah.
Anyway. We've got Jason saying, I don't go to the theater, so I haven't seen anything about Oppenheimer. Yeah.
There's not really nothing major out yet, just a teaser trailer. That's it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's mainly just a shot of Cillian Murphy, and then the bomb goes off.
Yeah.
Right. Jason's also got here. Let me just get to it. Sorry about this. Got quite a few comments to get through. So he says here his top 5 is Bullet Train, then Adam Project, Cyrano, Weird Al, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I still need to
Coolest.
see Weird Al.
I enjoyed Sonic a lot, actually.
Me too.
I think what hurt my enjoyment of Sonic, like I enjoyed the Sonic stuff in that movie, and Jim Carrey is great. I did not like the human story at all. Like there was this whole subplot that cut to a wedding for like 20 minutes, and it was like the most painfully cringe scene I've seen all year. It had no business being in the movie. And you could have cut that scene out and it wouldn't have impacted the movie none. I don't know why it was there. Like my rating of the film dropped because I hated that scene so much.
Yeah, that was one of the main complaints I had when I reviewed it originally.
Yeah, the human characters are like not as bad as Godzilla King of the Monsters level, but not far off.
not far off at all.
Nah. So cool seeing your list, Jason. A couple there I haven't seen. We've got Tim saying, "What's the worst film from your guys' favorite director?" Well, So I'm on a stream tomorrow on Harry's channel, by the way, with Ryan, our favorite directors. I don't think I even have a favorite director, so that's going to be an interesting stream.
Okay.
I'll just name one off the top of my head. I got a lot of directors I like, but just because this one had such a very influential period on my childhood, George Lucas, Attack of the Clones. I can't stand Attack of the Clones. Yeah, the you're in my very soul. It's tormenting me. It makes me want to blow my fucking brains out every time I hear it. I'm just like, good God, man. And I've seen Hayden Christensen in good stuff, so I know he can't act. The problem with Attack of the Clones, in fact, the entire prequel trilogy is just the scripts. No one knew how to tell George Lucas, shut the fuck up. We're not doing that.
Right. Jacob, how about you?
Well, Christopher Nolan is my favorite director. My least favorite of his, I don't hate per se. I gave it like a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but his first film, Following, you could tell it was a director making his first steps. It was just a smaller budgeted independent film where he didn't really have the best actors. I think he just hired his best friends to star in the movie. It's still an interesting film. Like you look at the concepts, and I think a lot of it was inspirations for some of his later movies, like Memento and even Inception. So I got to give him credit for that, but I think it's the weakest in an otherwise great filmography.
Get ya.
But I still thought it was a solid movie, though.
Get ya. Yeah, interesting pick. I've not heard of Following. So that's a new one. Yeah, cool pick, man. I've never heard of it. Semantics just saying Triangle Sadness. I want to say, but my fate I hired it for almost 2 weeks. Before I left, it was down to one early show, which was too early for his job. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a movie that's going to be like streaming probably very soon. I would be shocked.
Yeah. Movies like that usually don't stick in theaters for too long.
No. Tim saying I definitely recommend Triangle Sadness. Probably one of the funniest films I've seen all year. All right, cool, man. I'm sure we'll check it out at some point, and we'll probably talk about it next time we're on.
I've heard it's pretty funny.
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We've got Hannum here. So hey, Harry, hope you're well.
Hey.
Hey guys, any thoughts on the upcoming Indiana Jones movie?
Well, wouldn't wipe my fucking ass with that movie. Next question.
Jacob?
No,
well,
I'm just joking.
For me, it's too soon to tell. I know the trailer dropped at D23 a while ago, and when people saw it, they raved about it and said it looked fantastic. All I'm hoping for in this new movie is at least I'm hoping it's a good swan song for Indiana Jones as a character, because they've already said that they're not going to recast Indiana Jones, and this is Harrison Ford's last movie. So they better do a really good job with it. I'm in the camp that thought Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is watchable. It's definitely the weakest of the 4, but I still enjoyed it for what it was, as flawed as it was. I'm hoping this one is on par. I don't know if it'll top the original 3, but you got James Mangold directing, who did an incredible job with Logan, and I really hope he can do a good job with Indiana Jones.
Right.
Well, I hope my uncle never watches this stream, because if he heard you say that about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he would like kill me.
Oh.
like how dare you associate with that man? But I didn't do anything. He likes Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't care.
I didn't say it was perfect. There's some dumb stuff
Dude,
in it.
my
but
uncle,
I don't think it's the garbage film that people say it is, though.
My uncle doesn't normally get mad at movies like I do, because he's not a huge critical guy like I am. But he says if he can think of any movie, at any point in time in the history of his existence, he said Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is probably a movie where, you hear stories about people talking about, oh, this movie shit on my childhood. Oh, this movie raped everything that I love. Yeah, that's my uncle when it comes to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, my.
Oh, he hates it, man. You bring it up and he just looks at you like he's going to kill you. I love him to death, though. He's great.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued for it. Like you, Jacob. I think it's going to be. I think I heard rumors the other day that thing of maybe an Indiana Jones TV series.
No,
not sure that would be a prequel.
That's just a wild internet rumor I've heard at the moment. I doubt that's going to happen, considering I think Harrison Ford had said he was done after this movie.
Right.
Maybe if they did a spinoff, I think that would be the best route if they did a series. I even saw somebody said, hey, how about we get Ke Huy Quan and do a series centered on grown-up short round? That would be a good step to go, considering he's made a comeback this year, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
No. I think they should just do the final movie with Harrison Ford. Leave it at that.
Let it die. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
We're not going to let The Last Jedi go, are we?
No, we're not.
And this is coming from someone who likes the film.
I like it too. What are you talking about? I didn't shit on it.
Well, thank you for the question, Harry. We've got Jason saying, anyone excited for the Willow series on Disney Plus?
I know absolutely nothing about Willow, but I think it looks cool. Because I'm a huge fantasy buff, so I'll definitely check it out when it comes out.
Yeah. I'll give it a chance. I'm not head over heels on the original movie. Like, it's an okay movie. But the show looks okay. I need something to get back into the world of Lucasfilm, because Andor has bored me to death. I can't stand Andor. So I need a new series to get me hyped. I like, no joke, on Andor I gave up after episode 4. Like, the show's progressed nowhere for me.
Really? I've heard it's gotten better as it's gone on.
Oh, literally the first episode, nothing happens, and then it slowly progresses in the second episode. There's an action-packed third episode. I'm like, okay, it's getting somewhere. And then episode 4, it stalls again. After such a big high, I'm like, oh, is this going to be like this the whole show, where it's like boring episode, good episode, boring? I'm like, I'm done. I might give it a chance, but
yeah,
not sounding great.
Yeah, and also the Andor character is one that even when I saw Rogue One, I didn't think he was that compelling of a character. He didn't stand out to me, so it just baffled me that they made an entire show about him. And
it's going to be 2 seasons as well.
And I thought he was boring in the show too, so he's not doing much for me as a character.
I thought he was cool as fuck, and I thought he was cool as hell in Rogue One. He's such a dick. It's okay, man. It's gonna be okay. Bow! Just blows him away when he stops looking. Like, damn.
There's moments in his character that are okay, but I just, as a whole, I just don't really find that much appeal in the character compared to some of the other characters in Star Wars.
Yeah. It sounds like it should be a show that's maybe like 1 season, because I've heard there's 2 seasons. But obviously it depends if this show performs well.
You see, I haven't heard that. Are they really doing 2 seasons?
From what I've heard.
I did say they just announced the 2nd season.
Damn.
Yeah. Right.
It must have some kind of audience.
Right. I know some people. I saw some people are like, "This is the best Star Wars thing since Disney owned it." I'm like, The Mandalorian's out
Mandalorian.
there.
Hello.
Mandalorian. I mean, I even thought the Obi-Wan series was better than anything I've seen on Andor.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Well, Jacob, I look forward to your review when the series is done. So,
I haven't. Well, it's been a while since I've caught up. Like I stopped on episode 4. I don't know if I'm finishing it. I might. We'll see.
See, right. Cool, man. Cool. I look forward to it. Just to let you guys know, we've got quite a few comments to get through. We've got about maybe 25 minutes because I want to kind of go 2 hours tops.
Okay.
So I just get through some comments here. So we've got Tim saying, I should also mention, first of my top 10 are Tar, Nope, Hellraiser, RR, Dragon Ball, Superhero, and Turning Red. Yeah, Jacob.
Turning Red.
I forgot about Turning Red. I didn't review it. Damn.
Yeah, Turning Red's in my top 10 as well.
Yeah, I know you recently picked it up on Blu-ray as well in your recent pickups.
Yeah.
As well, so it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so great to hear you, Tim. I also got Jason saying the Waking Up Sleeping Beauty documentary on Disney Plus does a great job covering that period the Black Cauldron came out.
I've seen that documentary. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. As soon as I get in Disney Classics, I'm gonna have to check this documentary out.
You need to.
There's another documentary I recommend called Howard, which chronicles the life of Howard Ashman, who is the songwriter who worked with Alan Menken on The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. Such a gripping documentary. Very sad, too, because his life was sadly cut short during the production of Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
But I thought it was a great movie, too.
And is that Disney Plus?
Yeah, they're both. I think Howard was made specifically for Disney Plus.
Right.
It came out in 2020 during the pandemic.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, I'll add it to the list, Jacob. Every time I watch a Disney classic, when I get to them, I'm going to message Jacob after each one, be like, I've just watched this one, Jacob. He's like, I will. I'll keep you in the loop. Jason says, I have a bad feeling Mike is going to make me watch a bad movie. You're right, my friend. You're getting a bad movie. So is Jacob, so is Nate. So you guys just wait. Lego News says, I already got a Wakanda Forever spoiled for me. Damn it.
Yeah. Stay off the internet, man. It's the only way you're going to avoid it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Jason says, the Asylum Star Wars movie is probably still better than The Last Jedi.
Oh, my.
No.
No, I don't know about that.
No.
Especially when the Star Wars movie on IMDb's got 1.8 out of 10.
Jason, at this point, I've just accepted the fact that I'm always going to be in the minority when it comes to The Last Jedi. So.
I think we all are.
Yes. I like the sequel trilogy as a whole. I didn't mind Rise of Skywalker either. So
you see, it's funny. Like all the hatred and vitriol that The Last Jedi gets. That's how I feel about the Rise of Skywalker. I hate the Rise of Skywalker, man. Ugh.
I think it's an interesting one. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that movie. I think maybe as it gets a little bit older, maybe it might be a little bit better. I don't know. Like Last Jedi, like Jake was saying, as its age, it's been appreciated.
I have a feeling that's going to be the case. Like the kids that grew up watching the sequel trilogy, when they grow up, they're going to look fondly on the movies, and I think they'll get a better reappraisal, much like our generation was when we saw the prequels. There's a slew of fans that love the prequels, which were not loved when they came out, and the prequels have a better reputation because of it.
Oh yeah, I love Revenge of the Sith.
Yes,
like I absolutely love Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Yeah, definitely, and it's like one of those with Star Wars, like Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith. They were kind of poorly received as such, and now people's like, oh, those movies are awesome. So yeah, definitely agree with you, Jacob. Tim saying, what are your thoughts on movies directed by Makoto Shinkai, who's done like Your Name, whether a review, or you guys have seen it first later?
Dude,
Your Name is excellent. That's all I've seen from that director, but Your Name is awesome.
Your Name is such a very unique and sad. Like, dude, I cry like a little bitch watching Your Name every fucking time, and I've seen it so many times now. Like every single time I watch it, I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Shouldn't be feeling this way.
Beautiful movie.
Very
my
beautiful
anime movie of all time. your name. So yeah, his new one looks awesome. Just to let
what's
you
his
guys
new
know,
movie?
actually, very quickly, they announced the other day, and I saw this announcement because Perez usually shares like movie news on his Facebook feed. They're making a live action Your Name, and I'm just
Oh my
like,
god.
Yeah, nope, nah, wah,
No.
nope.
exactly,
No.
my thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
What is his what's his new movie all about? I don't know what it is.
Um, let me find out. I
Yeah,
like
Mike's
to
gonna
say
have
it's
to.
I like to say it's maybe called Forbidden Door, but I might be wrong.
That sounds familiar. I might have seen a trailer for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a trailer out there. There's a trailer out there for it. I'll just quickly see if I can pull it up, Jacob.
All right.
Because I say I've completely forgotten what his new
Come.
one's called.
Yeah, 'cause I'm looking at his filmography now. It looks like the only one I've seen is Your Name.
I love it, dude. Phew.
Yeah, Jacob, I would say if you can, Weather and Review is a fantastic movie. Also,
Yeah.
animation's got it's not as good as Your Name, but it's still a pretty good movie. I like that one. Yeah, so this one says it's called Suzumi's Looking Up. Apparently,
I
I
thought you
don't know
said.
if that's
I
Suzumi.
thought you,
Oh, okay. I found the Wikipedia page for it.
that's the one. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the final title or not, but I think that might be it. That's the one. Sounds cool. Sounds
Yeah.
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I definitely think the Makoto Shinkai animation studio has got some of the best animation going.
Yeah, the animation in Your Name was absolutely blew my socks off when I watched it.
Right.
Especially when you get to the whole what was it? The whole eclipse thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, oh, wow.
Well, just the visual flair and the way it's structured and styled, it's very pretty, dude. It's not like any anime I think I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. Jacob, if you get a chance, if you watch Weather and Review, which is his next one after Your Name, the way the animation's made, that makes McDonald's burger look so real. It's
Oh wow.
right.
It
man.
probably looks more tasty than the actual food.
Right.
I don't know, man. Give me a huge thing of fries and a cheeseburger after work. Oh man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, same here.
Same here. We've got Sunlight Studio saying, so hey man, hope you're doing well. Says Knife Out is great. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's saying about
okay.
Rian Johnson has other good movies. Absolutely.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And he says, yes, I did Z Knives Out. Awesome. Like one, my friend. We've got a question, which I'm going to get to in a second. We've got Tim very quickly saying, I didn't like Last Jedi. I think the outrage against it was incredibly absurd. Like we've had bad Star Wars movies before. This wasn't anything different.
Right. And, I brought up that argument, a while ago. And yeah, the hate it's getting is completely ridiculous. I can see why it would turn some people off. I completely get the criticisms behind it. But
right,
some people are just taking the hate to a whole nother level that it does not need to go to. Like I keep telling people all the time, there are good things about the film that you can enjoy. Dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Dude, every fucking time I watch it, I still get a little teary-eyed when I see Luke looking at the twin suns and he just passes and becomes one with the Force. And, I don't know. There's good things about the movie and people are just, I don't know. Like, that's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now. I could talk about this shit for hours.
I think people just hated because they didn't like what the movie did to Luke's character and thought it was a betrayal. I didn't see it that way personally. I just saw he got jaded over time, and it made sense when they explained it. So I kind of just rolled with it, and I was still impressed with his character. And I thought Mark Hamill gave the best performance as Luke in that movie. I know the haters are gonna shoot me on that, but I agree. That's what I stand by. Mark Hamill's best performance.
Yeah. It's okay, Jacob. It's okay, Jacob. I'll be your human shield for that. I thought he was great.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Samlad says Lucas himself created the worst Star Wars movie, Attack of the Clones.
Yes, I said that.
And he says, I'll stick with the original trilogy and every once in a while, the prequels. Yeah,
I can watch Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith and get through them and enjoy them for what they are. But Attack of the Clones,
definitely. Tim saying, I gave Black Adam a 2 out of 10 on Letterboxd. It was the most corporate, cynical, carbon copy piece of turd he's seen of a movie. He says Aquaman had the same problems, but at least Aquaman was hilarious and someone cared about the movie.
Yeah, I'll never stop loving drunk super dude Aquaman. It's awesome. My man.
That was funny.
Hey, you that fish boy on the fish boy on the TV? It's Fish Man. Love it.
Yeah, I would rather watch Aquaman over Black Adam any day.
Yeah,
sure. Sandlad says no more reboot series. People, they just make more original movies like Bullet Train. Yeah, I agree. Definitely need some more ones. So we've got a couple more. We've got Trav saying, I don't know why Trav's is in. There you go. Trav saying the goats. So hey, Trav. Well. And off the cover saying greetings from New York. Great job as usual. So hey, man, hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
Jason saying I agree with everything you said about Andor, Jacob. So it's not just you think it's boring there, Jacob. We've got a question here. Let me get to it. Here we go. Joseph one says, any thoughts on a new Little Mermaid movie? Obviously being a very controversial topic.
I
got mixed feelings about it. I get why it's getting hate, but at the same time, the hate it's getting seems a little unwarranted as well because the movie's not even out yet. You know, all we've seen is a teaser trailer and what she looks like and her singing, you know, a little piece of one of the most popular Disney songs of all time. And, you know, when I podcast with, my friend MSK and his whole crew, you know, we've talked about the subject before. I think race swapping is acceptable in some situations. Like, I think for a character like this, you can get away with it a little bit more because this is a tale that's been passed down from generation. It's always evolving. It's always changing. You can kind of interpret it and change it a little, you know, in little ways. But I feel like as long as the story keeps the integrity of what made the original story so special, then there should be a controversy behind it. You know what I mean? It's a retelling for a new generation. Just wait till the movie comes out.
Right.
Yeah. See, it's hard for me to get on board with it because The Little Mermaid is such a beloved film, and to me, I don't understand why the movie needs to be remade. I thought the teaser trailer was good. I thought Halle Bailey looked good as Ariel, and she sings beautifully. I'm rooting for her.
She's got a good singing voice.
As far as the whole race controversy, I could care less. I think it's a stupid controversy. Like, you know, mermaids are fantastical creatures. I feel like any person of any race can play a mermaid, and I think it's perfectly fine.
I do remember saying that when that was another thing I brought up when people were talking about it. I was like, people are getting mad about the race of this fictional sea creature.
Exactly.
like what the fuck?
But it's one of those cases where I need to see the movie before I have any real opinions on it.
Right. It's one of those things where I mean we've all probably been guilty of it at some point, where we've seen an actor cast in a role and we're like, what? You know, like people at the time, Heath Ledger's the Joker. People were like, no, I don't want to see that.
Oh yeah.
Robert Pattinson is Batman.
And Chris Pratt is Mario.
Chris Pratt is Mario, right? And then his terrible Italian accent at the end of that trailer, man.
You heard an Italian accent? That's where I differ. I didn't hear no Italian accent.
I said at the end of the trailer, his terrible impression of one.
Oh.
He definitely doesn't have one. He tries.
It doesn't sound like.
All I heard was Chris Pratt.
City, here we come.
All I heard was Chris Pratt possessing the body of an Italian plumber.
Right.
Like a ghost.
Right. So here's an interesting comment. So thank you for the question, Joe. Ryan says, a couple interesting news today is they're making a Snoop Dogg biopic in a Harry Potter TV series.
Harry Potter die.
The Snoop Dogg one is just him getting high for 2 hours, I guess.
That's fun. They should just have Snoop Dogg play himself on that one, because I don't think...
Dude, I actually have that on my bucket list. Like that is on my bucket list. Get high with Snoop Dogg before I die. There we go.
Harry Potter TV series, I wouldn't be surprised because of the recent Fantastic not performing well. But I just think they should leave Harry Potter as it is. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
I agree with that. Definitely Hallows had such a good ending. I think if you did another story, it would diminish it. So I'm skeptical on such a series.
Right.
Spoiler
and
alert.
The thing is, they can't really do even a Harry Potter TV series prequel because Harry Potter in the first movie is young enough as it is.
Yeah.
And now you touch on him being a baby with his parents and stuff.
So you can't really do that.
It's a good idea. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, spoiler alert, Fantastic Beasts 3 is on the worst of the year list. Fucking hate that movie.
I thought it was all right.
No.
I just think with the idea for Harry Potter TV series, I think like they're trying to just fish the barrel because Fantastic Beasts underperformed.
Yeah, the last one underperformed so bad.
Right, and I think there was plans to make another 2 Fantastic Beasts movie to round this up. But I think as it's underperformed, they're not going to carry on the franchise, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, I can't really blame them. I mean, Harry Potter's like a license to print money.
Well, yeah, like Harry Potter. I mean, even without a movie, Harry Potter is a money-making machine every day.
Right.
Like that's a given. It's just a case of a TV series. Like the only, like I don't even know how they could. I guess the only way they could do a TV series is maybe have each cast member come back for one episode. And maybe just tell stories of like behind the scenes and stuff of movies. Like that could be cool.
I mean, we already got that. That was Return to Hogwarts. So
the 20th anniversary special.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like the anniversary special, they already did that. But like if they wanted to expand on that further, I guess they could do it like separate episodes with a cast member. But like the movie series ends it all perfectly. Like Daniel Radcliffe's never going to come back as Harry Potter again in the distant future.
Well, no, because he's been trying his best to get away from that.
Right. Emma Watson doesn't really do much acting, to be honest.
And Rupert Grint just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. I think. Well, no, he's going to be in Don't Knock at the Cabin next year.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in that.
Yeah.
I saw that. M. Night's new movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's M. Night Shyamalan's new movie.
Yeah. I saw that, but you're right though. He has pretty much kind of disappeared since the scene, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what to think about Harry Potter TV series. I don't think it needs to be done.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, some franchises should just stay in the past. Like they had a good ending, they should just not make any more. Like I think I saw the Warner Brothers guys like, I want to do more Harry Potter and more Lord of the Rings. I'm like, no, you had a good ending with Harry Potter and a good ending with Lord of the Rings. Don't milk it, please.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's some properties that should just be left alone. Like Harry Potter is proving the fact that even without a movie, how popular it is, and still people are seeing it for the first time ever today.
I just realized I just realized you can see my copy of the Black Phone back there.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little bit.
Tim's saying, seeing as you guys like Nolan, interested to hear you guys' thoughts on Nolan being accused of ripping off Satoru Kon's 2006 movie Paprika, which Inception got released. I think they're different enough they could exist independently, but whatever. I like Paprika way more than Inception, but at the same time, as one of the favorite directors. You guys know about this?
Yeah, I've heard of the film Paprika, but I've never seen it, so I can't compare the two. It looks like it's one of those where Nolan took creative influence and decided to do like his own spin on it. Kind of like I see a lot of influences and comparisons with Inception and The Matrix. I don't think Nolan copied The Matrix, but you can see some similarities between the two stories, and you can see how one film was so influential that it inspired another. I think Nolan's one where he has his own ideas, but because he's inspired by other movies, I think it's okay to pay homage and pay respect to movies that he has such a fondness for.
Right.
Yeah, that
Right.
would be like that would be like me making a movie, and it, you know, kind of has like a similar structure to something like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or something like that. You know, even in history, there's always going to be, inspiration taken from somewhere. I mean, where the hell do you think, D&D came from? I mean, look at Tolkien's works, man. I mean, that's D&D all on its own. So,
Mm.
if he's taking, if he's kind of taking it and, taking creative inspiration from it, that's one thing. I don't think I highly doubt that they're the exact same movie, because I haven't seen
Right.
Paprika, but you
Right.
know,
Right.
you've always had cases like that, and I don't think Christopher Nolan meant any kind of harm
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
doing
it's
what he loves.
the same. Yeah, I haven't seen Paprika like you guys. But it's like any movie. Like every movie has inspiration from something. Or
Right.
like most recently, I guess, a couple of years ago, Joker. A lot of people say it's like Taxi Driver. Doesn't mean to say it's ripped it off.
Right.
Nah,
It's just a case of it's
more
used beats from it.
creative influence, taking inspiration.
Right.
They're two
Right.
different things.
Or you got Percy Jackson. I mean, look at that. That's Harry Potter. if you really want to break it down.
Harry Potter with Greek mythology.
Right.
what? Well, my parents are wizards. Well, my dad is a god. Like,
Speaking of, are you guys looking forward to the new Percy Jackson series on Disney Plus?
I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
am too. They just cast Lin-Manuel Miranda as Hermes. Yeah, sign
No
me up for
shit.
that. Yeah, they just announced that
Wow.
like yesterday.
I heard that.
I'm praying and I'm hoping to God that they follow, kind of, the structure of the books and the story that the books have, because
Yeah.
man, the books are so fucking good. I love the books. Yeah.
The last movies didn't really do a good job of adapting the stories. I liked the first one as its own movie, but it's not a good adaptation of the book.
No, it's not. The books have so much more meat and so much more going on in them that, there's no way they could have fit them into those movies. But yeah, Sea of Monsters was, oh God. I about just vomited in my mouth right now thinking about it. Like, holy shit.
I still remember like the movies to an extent, and I quite like them. So yeah,
I like the first one.
I'm excited for the series.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I got it down here on my shelf somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Lego of News saying Turn Red is a movie I watch and roast with my sister because it's bad and so messed up for a Pixar movie.
But that's what makes it so good.
I can kind of see it, but it is a weird movie with a weird premise. I can see why it would alienate people, but I love it for the weirdness.
Well, the entire movie's just an allegory for for puberty, and
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I haven't seen it though.
You need to, man. It's on Disney Plus. Put like,
I know.
There's no excuse. Put it out there.
Yeah, you have to do a deep dive of Disney and Pixar.
Yeah, true.
Well, to be fair, I think I've seen quite a lot of Pixar movies. It's just the Disney ones I'm just like a newbie at.
Yeah.
Of the cover saying Andor's fantastic. Just reviewed episode 10 over my channel. If you guys haven't watched it, recommend it.
Okay.
All right, cool, man. Glad you enjoy it. Two conflicting opinions here, though.
Yeah,
Massively.
I gave up on after episode 4. So.
I've been so busy with my personal life, I just haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when it's finished. I'm interested to hear Jacob's thoughts if he gets that far. We got Rob saying, just finished my writing for the night for the night. Just finished my writing for the night, and I'm back. Sorry, Rob, I butchered that. So, hey, man, thank you for coming back. Soundlad said, got to go. Check out my live stream next Thursday, 6 p.m. US Central, Jason or Millennial. Might be 11 o'clock at night. I'm not sure here.
Yeah, maybe. I think Jason's an hour behind my time, so I think it's probably a 6-hour difference. I think.
Right.
I guess.
Oh, okay.
In UK, where it's a 5-hour difference for me in the Eastern time.
Yeah. If that's the case, it might be like late in the night then. I think so. Yeah, but that'd be cool. Jason's an awesome guy. Lego News saying Chris Pratt as Mario would be the dumbest casting in history. Could be one of them.
Well,
for me, it's one of those where I gotta see the movie first before I judge the performance. Just on the one line, it doesn't sound good, but he could prove me wrong. I have nothing against Chris Pratt; he's a good actor. But even when they announced it, I'm like, why Chris Pratt as Mario? I just can't picture that.
Well, not even that. For me, it's a Super Mario Bros. Movie. Like, I didn't ask for this. I don't think anybody asked for this, honestly.
Nah. It'll be interesting what they do. As Jacob said, like, I'm just gonna watch the film first. If he's terrible, But because I'm sure the main thing is critics will come out and be like, worst part of the movie, Chris Pratt.
Well, they all hate Chris Pratt anyway. So
right, Jacob, do you have to go now or?
I got a few more minutes.
Few minutes, okay. Well, we've got a couple more comments, so we'll try whiz through them. So Ryan's saying, I think the TV series of Harry Potter is just based on the universe from what I've read. All right, cool. That could be cool. I'm hoping so.
Like an anthology? That'd be kind of, maybe. I don't know. I still got mixed feelings on that.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like a follow-up to the movies or prequel, it'll be good. Noran's also here. He says, so hey, Noran. He says, anyone heard the horror news Justin Long going to be in the Goosebumps TV show and Brandon Cronenberg's new film got an NC-17 rated? I'm intrigued.
What?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Justin Long's Goosebumps is intriguing me because I love the original Goosebumps show.
Mm-hmm.
I think the new show is going to be on Disney Plus.
I love Goosebumps and I love Justin Long. So
I'm hoping it's good.
Me too. Justin Long and horror doesn't end well, so we'll see.
No, he watched his girlfriend get dragged to hell, and then recently he got torn apart in Barbarian. So.
Right. Well, true. Noran says apparently they have heavily edited it to get an R rating for fate and release on Blu-ray. Get the unrated version. All right, cool, man. Well, I'm excited to see that. That'd be cool. Rob says, I'm totally fine with changing any story, race swap, gender swap, whatever. I don't care. I do care when the story takes a backseat to ham-fested messaging.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. That's why I hated She-Hulk so much, because a lot of that show was ham-fisted messaging, especially at the beginning, the first and final episode. And those episodes, for me, destroyed any credibility of the series. So I can definitely see what you're saying there.
Yeah. I think it's mainly when like a movie or whatever like tries to ram down a message down your throat too much when it's not warranted.
Right.
I mean, that's when it's kind of like that, Rob. So I agree. He says the Matrix ripped off Dark City anyway, but that's fine.
I haven't seen Dark City, so I can't comment on that.
Same here. Tim says, I feel like Joker is different in that it's obvious a rip off of Scorsese's films like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. Yeah, like Jacob was saying, it does things different though, so he says they not only pull the exact same tones from those movies, but director himself has said Scorsese was a huge influence when making the movie. Yeah, that's fair. Produced a great movie, so I'm cool with that. Ryan says, did you hear about the Silence movie Shark Side of the Moon?
What the hell?
The plot. Decades ago, the USSR developed unkillable sharks and launched them to the moon. Now a team of American astronauts endured the fight of their lives.
Okay, moving on.
I've heard of the movie, but I haven't seen it.
Did they do another one?
Absolutely
did they do
atrocious.
another one that you watched, Mike? Didn't you say there was one called The Shark Exorcist or something?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that movie, but it's something like Shark Exorcist. Yeah, man.
I
hate Asylum so much. Let's move on.
That might be Jacob's worst movie for Terrible Movie Collab series.
I haven't even watched it, but I remember you mentioned it on one of my streams. And it was for a completely different stream, and you mentioned you were watching it. And I no joke, I was laughing 5 minutes because you...
I remember. Oh man, one of these days I'm going to do a dedicated Asylum stream with some YouTubers. That's my goal. And Lego News says, because of one of the line from Chris Pratt as Mario, that makes the original Mario voice sounds weird to me now. Yeah, I think everyone's going to remember the original Mario though than Chris Pratt. So
yeah, it's so memorable of a voice. Like if you play the games or the Mario Kart, you just hear the "It's me, Mario."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Great
Easily.
impression, by the way, Jacob. And Jason says, I was on your stream at the time, Jacob. Yeah, I remember. I haven't seen the Shark Exorcist movie, but I've heard of it, so definitely in the future. So that gets us through all. Oh, hold on. Rob says you should all see Dark City. It's amazing and way overlooked. All right, cool, man. Well, thanks.
Okay.
I've heard of it, but it's been on my list for so long I haven't gotten around to seeing it.
Oh, at least Jacob's heard of it. I've never heard of it, so it's new to me, Rob. So thank you for the suggestion.
It came out like a year before The Matrix did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow, that's cool. And we've also got Cherokee Key saying, hey, guys. So, hey.
No.
Hope you're doing well. And thanks for tuning in. Well, yeah, so we're pretty much going to be wrapping this up because Jacob does have to go. But very quickly, just before we go, Jacob, do you want to tell everyone about what content you've got coming for the rest of the week?
What do I got coming? Tonight, what do I got tonight? I'm going to check for a second. I forgot what I was doing tonight.
I know you've got
yeah.
on Saturday.
I know what I'm doing Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, I'm dropping my review. I'm slowly making my way through the formerly Netflix Marvel shows, which are now on Disney Plus. I just recently covered season 1 of Daredevil for the first time, and that review's already on the channel. So the video dropping Saturday while I'm out of town will be my review of season 1 of Jessica Jones. I'm excited for y'all to watch that. Oh yeah, the video dropping tonight is my double bill Peter Bogdanovich reviews on the 1980s films They All Laughed and Mask. Those are very interesting movies. Can't wait for you to check that out. And then also tomorrow night on Celebrating Disney is my Celebrating Disney review of Enchanted. The sequel's coming out in a couple of weeks. I rewatched it recently, and it was a much better movie than I remembered it. And I can't wait to share my thoughts on that one for you guys to check it out. That one was a great revisit.
Nice. Well, yeah, man. Sounds like you've got some great stuff coming up as always. And always a massitive variety on your channel. That's why I really enjoy about your content. So yeah, Jacob's link is down below in the description box, so please go check them out. And Nate, we've got any reviews coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get my Ticket to Paradise review done before I go see Black Panther tonight, and then I got a review for Pray for the Devil coming out, and then of course Wakanda Forever and The Fablemans whenever I get around to those. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I got coming, recently. Yeah, I got to take all the Halloween stuff down, but I'm leaving it up until I get done with all the October movies that I missed out on.
Fair enough. Yeah, keep your theme going.
Right.
Right. So go check out Unbiased Movie now as well. The link is down below in the description box. Both guys got some awesome content coming up. As for myself, very quickly, Black Panther review will either be tomorrow or Saturday, and possibly at the weekend. I will be doing the next movie in the Michael J. Fox filmography, so keep an eye out for that. And just before we go, Ryan says, hey, you saw the stream, guys. You had some fun with this one. Talk to you all soon. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, Ryan, and watching. Lego News says, well, later, Mike, this was a great stream as always. I'm going to get to work on my Ant-Man Quantumanium figures because I have to start them as early as possible. Well, good luck on working on the figures. Do look forward to your customs and seeing that come together. And we've got one last question. And Pete says, thoughts on John Wick Chapter 4 trailer?
I haven't seen it, so I can't say on that.
Haven't got a chance to watch the trailer yet. Been busy.
All right, cool. Yeah, I watched it earlier. Looks pretty good. Obviously, John Wick's great for like practical stunts and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to it. I kind of wish the series would die, though, in a way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's one of my... I feel like John Wick would have been great as a trilogy, and the only reason why 3 was my least favorite was because I really disliked the cliffhanger of that movie, and I'm like, they're really stretching the franchise thin at this point.
They'll make about 12 more of them if they can.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think the news was they're making Chapter 4 and 5 back to back, which I think they've done. And then Anna de Armas is going to be in a spin off series called Ballerina, which John Wick's going to appear in. And I think they're making a Winston series as well.
Good God.
Oh my God.
Why does every movie and series need like spin-off TV shows now? Like, what the hell?
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's one of life's greatest mysteries.
Yes.
But anyway, we're going to be wrapping up because I know Jacob's got a bit of a time limit. I've got things to do tonight as well. I've got work tomorrow. So yeah, we want to thank Nate from Unbiased Movie Nerd for joining me. I want to thank Jacob Martin for joining me. You guys are awesome. I also want to thank all of you who's been watching live or after the fact for joining us. Jason saying they could make 20 of them and I would be in the front row. Well, John Wick's got his number one
fan. Brings Jason to the theaters, then I guess that's a good thing.
Right.
I mean, they make money, so.
Right, Jason's going to be at the theater. So yeah, thanks guys for joining us. Thanks to Nate and Jacob. Until next time, we will see you later. So bye everyone.
Bye.